Hey y'all, it's me, Lauren Cadillac, aka OG Cadillac, aka Mother of the Decade, your favorite lawyer, coming to you with another video update. And this one is a very special video about the right to remain silent. Some time ago, let's say 1770, there were some really older, it's like younger than me, super old back then, men who were incredibly educated and very white and slave owning, who decided that the right to remain silent when the government comes to inquire against you was so important that it should be the fifth right given to Americans. Now, of course, the First Amendment being the freedom to speak and express oneself, the freedom to practice religion. Our founding fathers were most upset about not being able to practice their version of Quaker, Protestant, whatever it was. So the right to free speech and the right to practice religion came first and foremost. Second, most importantly, was the right to own guns so that you could go up in arms against a government who tried to oppress you. And third, and this was very important back then, was to not have to quarter soldiers. So I guess the British would say, hey, you live here, the soldier needs a place to stay. He's yours. And you would basically end up having to quarter soldiers. And that is why it is our Third Amendment right to not quarter soldiers. Obviously not as much of a concern in 2024 as it was in 1772. But the right to remain silent is your Fifth Amendment right, and in my opinion, the most important right. In fact, there is a wonderful stand-up by a great comedian. We'll show you a little piece here. And he says, so many amendments to choose from. I choose the fifth. So what's that mean, y'all? What does the Fifth Amendment and the right to remain silent truly mean? Well, the thing is people do a lot of what Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer, calls self-snitching. That is ratting yourself out. That is saying out loud in maybe not so many words, I committed this crime. So remaining silent and not speaking helps you not say things like, I committed this crime, okay? You have a right to not incriminate yourself. When this, in my opinion, besides when you're detained and the police and the government are inquiring against you in that manner, the other place this is really important is if you have to go give testimony in a trial and that testimony could implicate you in a possible crime. So you have a right to not have to give that testimony because it could implicate you. Where we've seen that in recent history is with Kenneth Copeland, aka Woody, out of the YSL Young Thug RICO trial. So the right to not implicate oneself extends to any type of governmental interaction, except with the IRS, because the IRS requires that you claim and pay taxes on illegal income. So that means if you are, let's say a mob boss and you're making a lot of money illegally, the IRS requires you to report that. Okay, well, there's an issue there in that you have a Fifth Amendment right to not implicate yourself. So I can report the income, but I would at the same time then implicate myself in a potential crime. So I have to report the income as somewhere else. And I believe that's why money laundering exists, or that's a big piece of money laundering. I know for a fact many of the mob bosses of yesteryear went down on tax evasion because they did not pay taxes on their illegal income. So if you are making illegal income, go find a tax attorney. Because with an attorney, you have a privilege. So you can go talk to an attorney, a tax attorney, and say, hey, my income is made in an illegal manner. How can I report this to the IRS without necessarily running over my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent? So that is a juxtaposition in the Fifth Amendment jurisprudence, and really the IRS is always going to win. So be very careful. Don't commit crimes. Don't make illegal money. That won't be an issue.
Meanwhile,
another place that one could implicate themselves in a crime would be, let's say, in lyrics in a song. If someone, writes that they did the crime, if someone tells their friend that they did the crime, that is all self-snitching. And the Fifth Amendment protects you from that. So if you don't go off and run your mouth and tell everyone about all these crimes you've committed, then there's very little likelihood that those words will come back against you and you can use your Fifth Amendment right. Now, interestingly, the Fifth Amendment changed in terms of the right to remain silent and invoking your silence when you're in custody. In the past, you should say, I don't want to talk, and then it was over. But the Supreme Court has ruled that you have to claim your Fifth Amendment right every time. So when they say, hey, is the sky blue? I plead the Fifth. Did you stay at a hotel last night? I plead the Fifth. Are you currently filming from Midland, Texas? I plead the Fifth. Okay, so you have to invoke the Fifth Amendment at every question. In my opinion, it would be easier to just say, I want an attorney, and then shut up. The key to the Fifth Amendment and the key to not self-snitching, so to speak, is to shut the up. It's just to be quiet. And you'd be surprised, attorneys get arrested and just blah, 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 all the time. If you are with the police, if the government has you in custody, just shut the up. It's really that easy. Just shut up, remain silent, ask for your attorney. Do not self-snitch. Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer, is a wonderful YouTuber. I need one of his hats. It says, stop self-snitching. Just quit. Another important place that people have been self-snitching in modern times is online. Quit going on Facebook and be like, oh, I did this. Don't go on X, which we'll call Twitter, because I hate saying I'm on X. It makes it sound like I'm on drugs. Go on Twitter. Oh, we did this. I got that lick. Self-snitching, y'all. That's you might as well confess to the popo. You know the police have access to the internet, right? The police can go to Instagram and find you, right? The police can make up fake names and friend you to see your shit even if it's private, right? Come on, guys. Just stop the self-snitching. Use that Fifth Amendment right. Shut the up. Quit talking about stuff. There's another attorney, and I'm going to link you. He is a constitutional scholar, I believe. He has a wonderful video about why you don't talk to the police, period, end of story. And he says, even if you're innocent, there are so many crimes out there. You can't know all the crimes. And you could accidentally say, well, I did this, and then I did this 2 years later, and somehow that combination of those things is a violation of the law. You don't know. We way over-regulate in modern times. So there's too many laws that you could be violating. Why even risk it? Just keep your mouth shut. Privacy, a little mystery. People like mystery. All right, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes, your financial contributions. I appreciate you all so very much. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Shut up, and I'll see you next time.